Good afternoon. This is Georgia Porter with the Gold Magnet Group. How are you today? Just want to do a quick video just asking a simple question. Do you believe you're worthy? I'm an affiliate with Karatbars International, and on my previous videos, I discussed what we do at Karatbars International. We save in gold. We open free gold savings accounts to start building a store of wealth for ourselves, for our children, and for our children's children, and to help our family members and our loved ones build massive wealth. That's what we do. And I wanted to talk about why, if you've been listening to my messages or doing some investigation into Karatbars International, some of the reasons why you haven't started your home-based business yet, or at least open your free gold savings account. One of the first reasons a lot of people use as to why they don't believe this is for them is because they think this is a scam. They think that Karatbars International is another get-rich-quick scheme, something illegal. Now, the company, as of the date of this taping, October 6, 2018, it's been in business 8 years, debt-free, in Stuttgart, Germany. There's a physical office full of tons of people who have the same wish and desire that our CEO, Mr. Harold Seitz, does, which is to get people to freedom, 1 gram of gold at a time. And what does that mean to you if you've never heard of Karatbars International before? Well, it means that you're exchanging some of this, and we're in the U.S., so this is a $10 bill, and you're exchanging some of the money you earn doing your physical labor, doing the tasks you've been trained to do every day, to exchange it for this. This is a Karatbars International 1 gram gold bullion bar and a certificate of authenticity. This is 24 karat 999.9 fine gold, private issue gold bullion. Okay? That nice shiny piece of metal right in the center. Now, what does that mean? That means that for that 1 gram of gold in US dollars is approximately somewhere between $60 and $65 US. And if you can train yourself to be a saver again versus what we have been taught since we were children and all throughout our youth and all throughout our teenage years and all throughout our adult lives, to belong and participate in, unwittingly, into a system of debt that is nothing more than a death spiral. You'll work until the day you die. You're now exchanging some of this. And if you are careful to read here, let's see. I don't know if you can see that. It says, this note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. That means it's a debt note. We've never been trained as to what real money is. But essentially, this is what real money is. Been around for thousands of years. The highest precious metal there is. And this is monetary grade. London Bullion Market Association grade. The highest there is. So that means you can exchange that for goods and services just like you do this, except this once upon a time in the U.S. was backed by that gold. In 1971, we were taken off the gold standard, and thusly, since this has been the standard around the world, and all the other world's currencies for decades went based on that, this was considered good as gold. Well, guess what? Just like all other fiat currencies, the US dollar equally is going down in value. It is already worth about 3 to 4 cents for every US dollar. What does that mean? That means every time you punch a clock, every time you get up in the morning to go to work, in the afternoon for mid-shift, get up at night to work overnight, wherever you go, okay, whatever your profession is, you're trying to earn this, but your purchasing power is dropping day in and day out, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. I put in one of my previous videos to just challenge yourself for 1 solid year. Set aside $100 cash, write a list of everything you buy at your favorite store for your consumable goods, that you buy every single week for you and your family, and write a list of things you could buy with that $100 before tax. Then wrap that dollar up in that note that you wrote and put it in a safe, put it in an envelope, set it aside somewhere between your mattress and your box spring, and wait 1 year and come back to it and see if you can purchase the things on your list down to the T for the same $100. I guarantee you there's 1 or 2 things you're going to have to leave off your list. Why? Because taxation goes up and inflation goes up. Your purchasing power declines. Now, if you were to get $100 worth of these and set this aside for a year, I guarantee you your value will go up, because gold for decades has always gone up in value. All right? But the question is, why haven't you started your Karatbars business? So the first thing is, so many people feel that this is illegal. It's got to be multi-level marketing, which it isn't. It is a network marketing business. And network marketing as an industry is not on trial here. As some of our senior partners have said over and over and over again, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now, I'm not here to name names, but most people who are familiar with network marketing know about the makeup companies, know about the cleaning products companies, and they are still in business today, decades later, because it is a viable, real business. And all you're doing is sharing the products with other people. Well, this is no different. Our product is money, true, real money. Money that you can give in 120 plus countries around the world for goods and services. And you get value back. You don't lose value in that. But let's say you say, I can't afford $60 or $65 a month. Well, then you could get something like this. This is called our Karatbars Cash Gold. This on the inside of this bill is 1/10 of a gram of gold. So it takes 10 of these to make one of these. Okay? Now, the price of this, now that it's under LBMA standard pricing, is about $5 for 1/10 of a gram of gold. So now there's no excuse why you cannot save for you and your family even 1/10 of a gram of gold at a time and start building a store of wealth. The idea is simple. Every time you go to work for someone and every time you get paid every week or once every 2 weeks, you save 10 to 15% of your earned income that you get in this, and all you're doing is exchanging this for this. Nobody else hands it to you in your hand. You do it yourself. You're sovereign. You're able to do this 1 gram of gold at a time. Do it as often as you want without anybody's permission but you, who's looking at yourself in the mirror, trying to decide if this is a scam. I'm proud to say that I'm one of the 1% of people on a planet of 7.4 billion people who owns physical gold. And you could be that too. So the second thing that most people think about is, well, I'm already working a job. Heck, I'm working 2 jobs. I have no time for starting a home-based business. Now, you don't have to house these and sell it from your person to the next person. Everybody is sharing the information. So there's nothing to house in your garage. There's no mounds and mounds of paperwork and pamphlets and binders and all kinds of stationery you need to keep. Sure, it's nice to be organized in your home-based business, absolutely. You want to be organized so that you can get proper tax write-offs with your home-based business, but there's nothing to house. There's no stationery, there's no storage of goods. You don't have to go to a ton of meetings. This is such a super easy business to run, and you run it at your own pace. We give you recommendations. We give you free training as fellow affiliates. All right? But, once, today, day 1, in 5 minutes, you can sign up to be an affiliate today. There's a link below. Click on it and select the affiliate box, and you just put in your first name, your last name, and an email, and now you have access to the back office to see what it's all about, to see what's being offered, and there are training videos there as well. You have an international business day 1, even though you're in the free position. And there's different ways you can participate in that business. So you can start small and build. You don't have to start at the tippy top, but if you have the ability to, you can, because you're just growing your paycheck by your rules. Okay? You can have a small paycheck, a mid-sized paycheck, or a very large paycheck as you build your business. It's all up to you. But most people convince themselves that their job is more important to keep than trying to get free. And at Wealth Builders Worldwide, which is one of the many organizations within Karatbars that's got affiliates that are dedicated to teaching people, to educating people what it means to be free. Okay? Being free is not a pie in the sky notion. It is very real and it can be done, but you have to want it. And for a few hours every week, as long as you're consistent, it can be done. This is by far one of the easiest businesses to run with extremely low overhead. And all you're doing, that we are all doing, is saving in gold and building our wealth. Again, when your product is money, you don't have to worry about why you're doing this. This is what tells you that you're doing the right thing for you and your family. And this is just 1 gram. Here's what a 5-gram bullion bar looks like. And this is heavier than the other and larger, obviously. We also have 2.5-gram bars. You can pick and choose how you want to save and how often you want to save, going on auto exchange. So it's a set it and forget it, and it happens automatically. And before you know it, you turn around and you've got a beautiful savings store of gold in your lifeboat in case anything happens. Plus, this cash gold comes in 3 other denominations: 0.2 of a gram, 0.4 of a gram, and 0.6 of a gram. So as you go and travel around the world, again, this is accepted in over 120 countries, you can have change and be able to use this just like your regular cash, except there's gold, real gold, bullion, LBMA grade, in there, 24 karat, 999.9 fine gold. Now, another reason. Some people have started home-based businesses before in the past, and they're just tired of it. They don't want to start a new business. They don't think they can learn anything new. They don't know anything about gold. There's nothing to know about gold. If you can Google a recipe, you can Google the history of the valuation of gold. Even over the last few decades, gold historically has gone up hundreds of percents over the decades. So you lose nothing, you gain it. Even if it dips a little here and there, that's not a problem because it's always on the upswing. And you have to be, and that's the only gold knowledge you need, is that it's not a stock, it's not a bond, it's not an ETF. It is real tangible asset that nobody complains about having when they have more than 0. Nobody complains. Okay? Giving the gift of gold to your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren is by far one of the best things you could do to build up the economy in your own home and create massive generational wealth. Now, another thing that I hate to say it, but it is true. Don't shortchange yourself, but honestly, there are a lot of people out there who are looking for the next get-rich-quick scheme. They want it to be easy, pie in the sky. It doesn't take too much work. They don't want to have to invest any real time in doing anything. Now, I'm not saying this business is super easy, but by far it's the easiest I've ever encountered in terms of network marketing. By far the easiest. There is some work involved, but be aware. You have the option to keep it small, keep it modest, and make, say, $500 to $1,000 a month extra, or build it into 5, 10, 20, 30,000, 35,000, 50,000 a month. And there are some in our organization that have been in since its inception, and they're getting 6 figures every month because the company is very generous in its compensation plan once you've done the hard work. You do a little hard work today, and in a few years, there's very little you have to do. You do it because you want to, not because you have to. And there's the difference between your job and running your own home-based business with Karatbars International. Oh, and just a word about having your job. I'm not telling anybody join Karatbars and quit your job tomorrow. Absolutely not. Your job will fund your freedom. But when you get to the point that you're making at or well above what you make at your job every day, you've got a choice to make. Do you want to fire your boss, or do you have so much loyalty to him or her that you're going to keep offering them your weekends and your holidays and overtime? You're going to keep sacrificing your physical body to heavy labor? Remember, we're all getting older every single day, and our bodies are not getting younger. So just bear that in mind. The labor that you were able to do 20, 30 years ago, you can't do today to maintain your standard of living. And God forbid you lose use of your feet or your hands, or you lose a lot of weight and you lose upper body strength, anything like that. All of a sudden you are compromising your income. You're not compromising anything in Karatbars. I just lifted this to show you what a 5-gram gold bullion 24 karat gold bar looks like, and a certificate of authenticity. So it is not incumbent upon you to prove to anybody that that is real gold. It's got a bunch of safety features. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because at the end of the day, if you're too lazy to do a home-based business, then this is not for you. I don't mean to be so short with people, but this business isn't for everyone. But if you can put your mind to changing how you think about true, real money versus this stuff that we do use every day. Don't get me wrong, we get along with it. But soon, who knows when, we're all going to get reassessed all around the world as to what's real and what's not. You want to be prepared. That's all I'm saying. So if you're too hemmed up with, I like to go out clubbing, or I want to go hang out with my friends and family at the shore, and I don't have time for a home-based business, then this truly is not for you. And the last is the first question I posed. What is it worth to you to be free? What is your self-worth? What does it look like? Too many people allow a job or a boss to dictate to them what they're worth. And what do I mean by that? Now, I'm not speaking about people that are new to the workforce in their teens and their early 20s, and they have no clue what the outside world looks like because they've never had a job before. I'm talking about people who have had a couple of jobs, and they're being trained to be told, well, we're only going to pay you $10.25 an hour for this job. Take it or leave it. You know you've got skill sets. You know you can learn. You know you can grow with the company. And in most cases, a lot of people would prefer to stay with a company year over year over year. But they can't afford to because they have only 24 hours in a day, just like everyone does. And they have to sacrifice and have a part-time job. And you can't admit that in a lot of companies because they'll fire you because they can't use you up exclusively. So this is something you need to consider, guys. What's your self-worth? Do you prefer to let your employer or new employer or part-time employer tell you you're only worth 13, 15, 10, 9.25 an hour? I'm not here to talk about anybody, but janitors, carpenters, all the way up to dentists, doctors, and lawyers know that their professions are worth way more than what they're getting paid, but they're settling. And all I'm telling you is that when you change your mindset and realize your self-worth, when you give yourself permission to be worthy, to acquire gold, and to save in gold, and to say, I am a gold saver, I am building wealth for my family, you can't dictate my paycheck to me, and you get to fire your boss, when you change that mindset, that makes all the difference. A lot of people have plenty of money to invest in gold. They just choose not to because they don't feel like that's something for them. That's nothing more than a state of mind. So please, by all means, ask that question of yourself. Are you worthy of changing your life, your lifestyle, the future of your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? Are you worthy enough to say, I want to leave this legacy for my family and for those that I love, and help my parents who are sick and ill and make their lives a little easier? Help your nieces and nephews when their parents can't, and help your family learn what it means to have a store of wealth. And just to throw it out there, I'm so amazed by this company, truly, because in the short time I've been in it, they have grown and have done everything that they've said they were going to do, because we are creating a freedom train, if you will, to get out of the debt system. For those of you who may not have already heard about it, there's such a thing called cryptocurrency. All it is a digital version of this that can be utilized around the world with ease. The internet, they used to think would go away, and it's here to stay. Well, cryptocurrency is another one. It is here to stay. If you've ever heard of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dashcoin, and there's hundreds and hundreds of others, the majority of them have one thing in common. They're backed by nothing. This is backed by people's faith in it because we've been trained to believe this has value, that this is real money, and it's not. Okay? And the cryptocurrency is the same. You can put this into the cryptocurrency and then say, I have X amount of coins of Bitcoin or whatever, but it's still something backed by nothing going into something backed by nothing. Karatbars International has the world's first cryptocurrency bank in Miami, Florida, that opened up earlier this year. And it is a hub, or it is being positioned to be a hub where you can switch your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, your Ethereum into our KBC coin, which is backed by physical gold. This, if you can read it on here, right in the corner, is Karatpay. This goes with our Karatpay app, and you can use this to buy your cryptocurrency. Or if you've already exchanged some Bitcoin or some Ethereum, and now you own some KBC coin, you can turn right around and have them give you this. And now you're building a store of wealth for yourself. And again, this will be utilized everywhere around the world. There are plans already for our Karat Coin Bank to have 10,000 ATMs around the world. That when you put in your card, you can get this out wherever you're traveling. Now, how do you like that? The world's first cryptocurrency bank and cryptocurrency coins that are digital but have a physical format. This is amazing stuff, people. There's a whole infrastructure being designed that allows people to get back on a gold standard in their own home. And you could be a part of that revolution. 1 gram of gold at a time. Whether you decide to save in the physical stuff, 1 gram of gold, around $60 US. Or this is a 1/10 of a gram. And roughly right about now, because it's been reset to LBMA gold prices, about $5 US. Now, if you can't save $5 US a week towards your future and towards the future of your children and your children's children, then I don't know what to say. But one thing's for sure, it is not a hard concept, and you have to decide if you believe this is for you because you're worth it. I'm here to tell you, you're worth it, and your children are worth it. My children are worth it. My grandson's worth it. It is time for you and everyone you know to wake up and love yourself enough to change the economy in your own home. If you have any questions, feel free, send me an email, or just go ahead and sign up, and I'll contact you and say, hey, what do you need to know? Feel free to contact me. I can always help you with any questions you have, and if I don't have the answers, I can get you through to Karatbars to get questions answered for you if you cannot. This is Georgia Porter with the Gold Magnet Group, wishing you a golden day. Take care.